Hello. I'm reviewing the Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy with Tom Holland. I give the third one, No Way Home. I want to talk about the last one first, and then I'm going to talk about the first sequel, and then the first one was the Tom Holland trilogy. I'm going to talk about the third one first, and what I liked about it, and yeah. And I'm going to give my final verdict of the score. I give a 6 out of 10 for the Tom Holland's third installment to Spider-Man trilogy. The third one's called Spider-Man No Way Home, and I thought that 6 out of 10. I liked it enough to give it a 6 out of 10. I liked it as much as pretty much as Avengers Endgame. A mixed bag, but of a movie, of opinions I have in my head on what I liked about the movie, and but some of the ideas, like one was the tone, and some of the ideas one was just the ideas that one was the ideas was just some stories. There was this story, and basically I thought this No Way Home had a ridiculous amount of characters in the movie. I think there's more characters in this movie than The Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 3 had. Is what I think, that this Spider-Man movie has way too many villains and doesn't really flesh a whole lot of them out. And they kind of feel like reduced, complex versions of their comic book. They feel like watered down comic book versions of the counterparts, some of them. And they feel like some of them feel like watered down versions of the past versions that they played from in the past. The ones that reprised in the role as villains. Like they bring back the guy that plays this. They bring in Sam Raimi's Sandman, and Sam Raimi's Green Goblin, and Sam Raimi's Dr. Octopus, and also known as Dr. Octavius, and they bring in Tobey Maguire himself as Spider-Man in this movie at the end. The team up with Tom Holland was Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and they throw in all these characters and of heroes. This actually has also the most superheroes and as much, maybe more villains than Spider-Man 3 and The Amazing Spider-Man 1 had. Amazing Spider-Man 2 had. I thought the reason why the people hated Spider-Man 3 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2 because there was too many fucking villains. But it's okay as long as you get more than one Spider-Man for the price of one. Is that how it goes? to win people over? Is that how much it takes? That makes me sad. I feel. That makes me feel as sad as the fact that one day we'll die of inevitable of age. That's how sad that fact makes me, that people will go to praise this movie just because they get... So let me get this straight. It's okay to use a shit ton of villains, at least 3 or more villains for Spider-Man, as long as you can get more than one Spider-Man for the price of one. That's what I think the deal is. So I think if the Spider-Man 3 and the Amazing Spider-Man 2 did the same shit, we could have gotten a 4th Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire and a 3rd Spider-Man movie with Andrew Garfield, if they were smart and clever like this movie was. And marketable. Manipulation. Smart and clever. With the mass mocking, manipulation of jerking over everyone's childhood. It's different generation, 3 different generations of Spider-Man that I'm sure people grew up with by now. I'm sure there's some people that grew up with this Tom Holland's trilogy and people that grew up with some Maguire's trilogy, and as well as people grew up with, some grew up with probably Andrew Garfield's run. And, so, on the bright side, this movie highlights each individual, except for Tom Holland's, why each Spider-Man is awesome is awesome in their own right. Except for Tom Holland's. This movie Tom Holland's Spider-Man goes out of his way to make himself look like an incompetent buffoon. But then so does Doctor Strange, who is no longer the source of supreme we find out in the first time in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Thanks to the No Way Home introduction, the 3rd installment to Spider-Man 3. Tom Holland's run. That's how we find out Doctor Strange is no longer the source of supreme because he got blipped. Due to the events of Infinity War and blah 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 bullshit. So now Wong's the source of supreme. You remember that fat diabetic Asian guy that's funny and usually used for laughs in the first Doctor Strange movie, and just used to shit on Doctor Strange and the first Doctor Strange movie and make fun of him, and because he has terrible jokes. In the first Doctor Strange movie, I just remember that's why one was there to just shit on Doctor Strange and and make fun of him, make him feel bad about his jokes. His terrible jokes. I like how Wong actually asked in the first Doctor Strange, did they work for you? Is that why they found your jokes funny? Basically, he pulled that, and that was a funny gag, I thought, in the first Doctor Strange from 2016. So, I give the 3rd Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland's a 6 out of 10. Because I thought lots of the writing bonkers. All over the place, with way too many heroes, way too many characters, way too many villains, way too many heroes, and way too many comedic reliefs friends to interact with Spider-Man. You know, besides Aunt May and Ned and MJ, which in this universe is not Mary Jane, but Mary Jane doesn't exist in this universe. Her name's Michelle Jones. Different character. Original character for this movie and this continuity, I guess. So that's what MJ stands for in this universe for her name. So her name's Michelle Jones, not a different so that's a different identity, a different, completely unrelated character to Mary Jane. Because Mary Jane Mary Jane is the actual name of the character Mary Jane, and MJ is short for Mary Jane in the comics. And so I was going to think that they were going to make that character Mary Jane, because in the Homecoming movie, you know, and also in the sequel movie to Homecoming, her name's MJ. We don't find what her name is until the third one, so I figured it was going to be Mary Jane, but no, I was wrong. It's Michelle Jones, a completely different character, not Mary Jane at all. I guessed wrong. So Disney plays this character, original character written for Tom Holland's friend, called Michelle Jones. That's the name of the character, Michelle Jones. I mean, and also there's another, I forget what, and then there's teachers. That's why he interacts with stuff for comedic relief. The recurring teachers, and this time there's more teachers for comedic relief, and Flash and other kids comedic relief. Interacting with Spider-Man characters. So I'm just going to call them comedic relief punchline characters. To make comedic relief punchline characters, two main heroes, including Tom Holland, Spider-Man himself, and all the other characters of superheroes that appear in this movie, like Doctor Strange and Sandman. Yeah, I kid you not, Sandman's a hero in this movie, because for some reason he is like it's not really explained when he turned good. And he helps Tom Holland Spider-Man whip up, defeat the Electro, Jamie Foxx Electro from not Sam Raimi's film, but Andrew's films timeline. It explained the problem of the film, that they're all from the Andrew movies and the Tommy movies, the villains that reoccur, as well as the two Spider-Man that reoccur, that are played by Andrew Ian Maguire. They have replayed their version of Spider-Man, and yes, they do wear their costumes, and they do kick ass, and use web up shit, and yes, they do quip together, so, and interact with each other, so, which is cool stuff and all, fun, at least entertaining, I thought. Which I can't deny is the best. When the three get together, all three Spider-Man, it is the best part of the movie. And you kind of wish it was like it happened more earlier on than the third act, because it's just like, it just feels that special. It almost makes you forget that the rest of the movie kind of dragged on with the plot, and Uh, and, also the shock death of, no way of killing off Aunt Maeve. This when she says, oh yeah, I'm fine, I'm walking this off and joking around. And then, she says there was the line was great power comes great responsibility bullshit speech. And then dies. Because she found out she was actually pierced by the Goblin's glider, the Green Goblin. When he was taken over when he took over took control of Norman Osborn. When he was in control. Aunt May tried to, use the cure on him. Only for her to get stabbed by the glider. And Peter tried to beg Aunt May to please please run. And because she was going to get stabbed by the glider, Peter sensed the spider sense it was trying to warn Aunt May. So, Aunt May didn't get out of it because Aunt May's then gets killed off for shock value. And then trauma hits Peter. Peter decides he doesn't. Peter, the main Peter of this franchise, Tom's Peter, played by Tom Holland. Peter decides that he doesn't really is going to send the villains back into their doom, and because he just doesn't really care anymore. And that's what he tells the two Spider-Man when they confront him, and when they come to tell him he's sorry about Aunt May, because Peter's now bitter about the loss of the Aunt May. Blah blah blah. So then, I feel like we skip for some reason when they find out what Aunt May said, that she said with great power comes great responsibility. They figure that Aunt May didn't die for nothing, so they're going to try to cure the villains of their powers and depower them, make them human again, blah blah blah, which probably won't actually save them in theory. It would probably just make them leave some of them to worse deaths. Like, I'm pretty sure that if Norman died, if he I'm not really sure when. I'm not really sure how all of them exactly when. They didn't show all of them when the movie. Now the movie doesn't exactly acknowledge exactly when all of them got sent to from their timeline to from a different timeline from their timeline where they were about to die. Timeline. Now they only assume that because Marco's from the future, further in the future from Raimiverse. So and then all the other films start freaking out and assume that they're all about to die before they got sent here. And technically, that's not all true, because one of them definitely didn't die in the movies of the Spider-Man movie, and that would be the Lizard, Curt Connors. He got locked up in prison after turning back into human, because he was trying to turn everyone into lizards at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2. So, why couldn't Electro just ask Dylan, who's Electro, and answer his question, just tells him he doesn't die, he just gets locked up in prison? I mean, that's what happens in the events of the Amazing Spider-Man universe of Andrew's era. And why does Electro have a different look? I mean, is it than the one in the Amazing Spider-Man movie? I thought that was a strange decision, but it's because it's never really explained why does he have a different body design. It's never really not really acknowledged ever in the movie. It's acknowledged he looks different since last time the Kurt Connor saw him. But Kurt Connor saw him before he turned into Electro, when he was still just Max Dillon in the Andrew universe. Because he mentions that Max used to have a gap in his teeth. That was before he turned into Electro and he got the powers, which fixed the gap in his teeth. In the universe of Andrew's era. I kid you not. It happened when he fell in. Wonder how he gets in the powers. He falls into a he falls into a pool of electric eels. That electric him, make him, reborn him into Electro. But for some reason, instead of him being this awkward, socially awkward dude that doesn't know quite how to, that comes across as a bit unstable individual nut and temperamental, like in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is how he was written. Instead, he's written as more of this power-hungry, thirsty nut job. Which is true more to his 616 counterpart from the comics of how he's written. But it's not consistent to how he was written in the Amazing Spider-Man movie. And he's supposed to play the same character. He's not written or looks like the same character. Now, I don't mind he doesn't look like... I understand why they changed his look, because I understand... Jamie Foxx probably doesn't, is it Jamie Foxx or is that his name? The actor's name plays Electro. He probably doesn't want to get in all of that prosthetic, that blue prosthetic again. And because that looks like it was probably hard to wear. But, they could at least write him like he's the same character, or like personality-wise, but instead it feels like a reset button was this character, a full reset button. And whenever it's not really clear, and I don't think we're ever going to see that version of that Electro ever again in the anytime future, because Andrew's films are not continuing, McGuire's films are not continuing, Tom Holland's continuing, but that's in another timeline. But Electro's continuity is another timeline. The one plays Max Dillon's Electro, Jamie Foxx Electro. From the universe that was created was Andrew's era of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So it feels like a fuckfest. This movie, part of the time, was to create decisions like this that drive me off the wall. Sorry, I was just getting, my blood pressure was getting up, I think. I have to calm down a minute. I'm going to stop right talking right now because I need to calm down my blood pressure. I feel like the veins in my brain are rising with the blood pressure. I don't know what that means, but I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think that's my blood pressure going up because of my anger, getting worked up. I think. That's why. That's why I got calmed down. Okay, that's why I give Spider-Man 3 with Tom Holland a 6 out of 10. This movie was just a fucking mess. It's average to me. That's why I give Spider-Man No Way Home a 6 out of 10. You know, I think I'm going to end it with Spider-Man No Way Home and give that a 6 out of 10. And not review the first two Spider-Man movies, Tom Holland. So I'll say that at a different time because I got calmed down because I got worked up in this video a bit. And that's why I guess Spider-Man No Way Home was Tom Holland's ever his third and last Spider-Man movie for now in the MCU timeline, known as 616 universe time. Is known as the universe, is known as 616 universe. Marvel called is the adaptation of 616 universe for them. This is what, thanks to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Knowledge, that in the Multiverse of Madness sequel to Doctor Strange, they finally acknowledged that one of the times, and also also Deadpool and Wolverine acknowledged it. So I think I'm pretty sure it's right. That's I'm pretty sure 616 universe counterpart part. So I give the Spider-Man No Way Home movie a 6 out of 10. It's average to me. The last one was Tom Holland's, and that's my review on Spider-Man No Way Home. I hope you enjoy this movie review on it, my audience. And I'm Jake Allen Graham. I reviewed Spider-Man No Way Home, give it a 6 out of 10. And subscribe to my content, grow my subscribers, and hit the subscribe button, and hit the thumbs up to like this video. And comment below, let me know what you thought of the movie itself, besides this video, okay? I didn't know if anyone else likes this more than me, or less than me, or about the same as me, okay? I don't care, I just want to know who else has seen this movie. And I think that's it. Goodbye.